Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be how I achieve my winged liner and just show you this simple eyeshadow look. So let's get started. This video, I am going to show you two different ways you can go about it. One with liquid matte liner, which is the NYX, of course, I talk about it all the time. And then the next one is just gel liner, and I love the Sigma Wicked gel liner. So we'll do one eye with gel and the other with the NYX. We're first gonna go in with our Selfmade palette that I've created with like Makeup Geek MAC. I really need to organize this, but we're just gonna take some creme brulee and beaches and cream and just begin that with the transition. I love this brush so much because I feel like it does the work for you. I always try to leave a space where I've carved out the brow, because lately I haven't really been putting any eyeshadow up there. I've just been leaving it kind of matte and blank, and I really like that. So after that, we are going to go in with the Anastasia palette, and we're going to continue with a transition shade called Lula. It's just a taupey brown. It's a little on the cool side. We're just going to push that in. This way allows for your eyes to look more open and awake. I'm gonna go into my little color switch wheel and get that Lula off, and go back in with the Beaches and Cream from Makeup Geek, and just blend out that Lula with the Beaches and Cream. And I just barely put my brush in the Beaches and Cream. You probably don't even have to put any product.
Okay, and I'm sorry if you can hear the fan. I had to turn it on because this wig is so hot on my head in the back of my neck.
We are going to place some matte, a matte white shade, and the closest one I could find was my Morphe palette. It's the 35B palette. Then I just make sure everything's blended nicely together. So next we are going to do the winged liner, the most fun part. We are going to do the left eye in gel liner. It is by Sigma, and it's their Wicked liner. It's very nice. It's very creamy base, so it allows your brush to glide pretty well on your eye. You're going to use a MAC 208 angled brush. It'll pick up focus. I'm just going to barely tap my brush into the formula. And even popping it on like a makeup remover that's dried out, or like a tissue. So at this point I'm going to do a voiceover just because I found it was really hard to achieve a winged and talk at the same time. So I'm utilizing that MAC 208 angled brush and just beginning to create a straight line out, and that is going to be our flick, and I like mine really long. And from that point I go about in the middle, and I'm flipping the angled brush back and forth, and just connecting that straight line into the upper lash line with my brush. And this Wicked gel liner is very creamy based, easy to work with. It glides really well on the skin, and a little bit of product goes a long way. So I'm just working in this outer corner at first, and then when I'm ready I will drag that product all the way over across the lash line, as you can see, and we're just kind of coloring it in like a coloring book, if you will, and flipping my brush again and creating a very thin crisp line in the inner corner, just because I like the gradient effect of a really thin line from the inner blown out to a full-on drama wing. I do feel like for my eyes and how I do it, it does take me a little bit longer with gel liner. I am able to achieve what I like, but I'm just better and I feel like I have more control, and it's just easier for me to apply a liquid liner with the wand, because I feel like it does a lot of the work for you, and the wand is so flimsy that you can just create that flick. But I do like this liner. It's been good to me. And I'm just going in with more gel product. I have not sprayed my brush or the gel pot with Fix Plus or anything like that. I'm applying it dry, and it's going on really easily with just that alone. And this just takes time and practice. It took me, you know, it always takes me a little while to do my wings because I'm a perfectionist, and yeah, I promise you'll get there. Promise. And I have found that the key to eyeliner is concealer as well, for cleanup and making it look really crisp and clean that it could cut you in half. Take my Holy Grail products, which is my little concealer brush from Morphe. It's an M170 in the Anastasia concealer. We are going to clean up where we've kind of messed up a little bit. And I always, with a winged liner, I always take my non-dominant hand and kind of pull my skin, kind of taint, if you will, just so it'll help with the process of not getting hung up on skin. And even if I don't mess up with a wing, I always like to clean up with a concealer and kind of just bring the product down. So when we apply our foundation and our highlight, I don't have to go all the way up to the wing, and that prevents me from messing it up with my beauty blender if I've accidentally like got it too close. So I like to do that as well. This is the NYX liquid liner that we'll be using on the right eye, and this is in matte black, so it does have a pretty fast drying effect, so you kind of want to be swift and fast about it, but it allows for great control, and you can go back in with more and it doesn't mess up. So love this liner. And with this one, I'm going to, when I take it out of the wand, I even go against the walls of it and the opening and get off any excess. And with this eye, I start in the inner corner and then work my way out. That's just how I've always done it. So when creating the flick, I do go back into the liner, pick up more product, and I get the excess off along the wall. And I always look at my brush, because where we pressed it against the wall, it kind of manipulates the shape of it. So I go to where it's like flat, and then that corner of it is where I'm gonna lay the wand down, not where it kind of almost looks like a flathead. I look at a tiny flathead if you're picturing it. So I'm gonna go use the side of it to lay it down. I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna start out at the corner of my eye, and when I lay the wand down, I'm going to push the most product as I'm gliding it up, and then meantime kind of letting up on pressure to create that perfect flick that kind of just goes into a really crisp line into nothing. And then after I've created that flick, I will kind of go in the middle and look to see what my brush does look like and what the shape of it is. By visually watching someone or something, and that might be the best for you. It's not all about words and me explaining how to achieve a wing, but just simply watching and how I utilize the wand and where I place it. And I think that is going to be key for most people on practicing a wing on their own. And now that I have more of an idea of how the eyes are going to look, I always add more eyeshadow, more product, just to make everything pop. Okay, so now that those are all done, and I hope you learned something, we're just going to throw on some lashes. Using this pack from lashmakeup.com. These are amazing looking. I haven't tried them yet, but I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Lash Makeup, for sending them to me. And yeah, let's put some on. Y'all have seen me contour and highlight a million times, I feel like, so I'm just gonna run through this little process real quick and of course bake my face with none other than the Laura Mercier setting powder. I love the NYX contour palette. I have to give a shout out to that. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's great, and I've talked about it before in previous videos. So yeah, that is just what I'm doing right now, and I had to cut through some stuff just because this video would have been an hour. And I realized that the wig kind of rubbed off my makeup around my forehead, so don't judge, people. Don't judge. And of course, my all-time favorite Mary Luminizer by the Balm broke. I don't know how. I treat them like they are my kids, so super sad about that. But I love this highlighter. Oh my goodness, I've had it forever and I haven't used it in a long time. I don't know why, but lately I've been picking it up and I have fallen back in love with it. So yes, it's such like a pretty vanilla highlight and so creamy, and oh, I love it. And of course, add some faux freckles at this point. I get a lot of hate about them, but I love them. I don't know why people have such a problem with them. So let me be extra, people. So I did go back in to the lips and just add some Dose of Colors Cork, but I did not film that. I just wanted it a little bit more brown than the purpley look. But this is it, guys, and I hope you all learned something. Please comment any of your questions if you have any about winged liner. I'll answer them in the comment section, or you can even message me on Instagram. But I love you. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.